everyone, my name's Camilla. I'm 35 years old and I'm living in London with my gorgeous fiance. We have been together now for just under 2 years and we're expecting a baby. It happened, I'm now 4.5 weeks pregnant and we're both very excited / scared. I always thought that once you got pregnant, that was it. I didn't understand personally about the high level of miscarriage, was quite naive in that regard. So now as soon as you find out you're pregnant, you obviously hit Google, and every single twinge that I get, I'm paranoid about losing the baby. So I am trying to do everything possible to counter that. I know sometimes it is just your body's way of letting go. There's nothing you can do. It's just the embryo wasn't, there was something that had happened, but nothing absolutely to do with your body. Your body is just saying that didn't work that time. So but if it is anything hormonal or not enough exercise or the wrong weight or anything like that, I want to do my part to make this baby as healthy and as happy as possible. I've never been pregnant before. I'd never even taken a pregnancy test before I became pregnant. So yeah, here's a little about our journey, I guess, and I hope you enjoy going on this journey with me. So I'll start with when we started trying, which was Christmas 2017. It's now May 2018. We started trying, just really trying to not try, as they say, but really we started trying a little bit more in earnest in January. Around that time we got engaged, which was very exciting, and we also then subsequently flew immediately to Mauritius, which was a really lovely, incredible time. I'm not sure what the flying did for my body, but we weren't successful in those times of getting pregnant. So what we had done was we were using a lubricant, which I didn't realise was had spermicide in, so we didn't get pregnant, unsurprisingly. We then moved house, I moved house, and I moved into where we are now, this gorgeous place. This is my yoga room. And the stress of that and everything that was going on, we just decided not to try for a month, so that was in March. So really, I would say we've been trying properly for about 2 months. So on the final month that we tried, the things that I did differently was I started having Lady's Mantle. It's a type of herbal tea if you have any fibroids, which I do have, which I found out in my early 20s. So that was one thing I tried on suggestion of my dear friend Sonia. I also started taking Conception for the 35-year-old plus. I got it from Holland and Barrett. Very expensive at £50, but I got pregnant, so I paid 10 times that, million times that. So perfectly happy. I'll leave a link to that down in the notes. I tested very early. I was only about 7 days post, so 7 days post ovulation. Around that, I wasn't doing the ovulation sticks anymore, so I'm guessing when I ovulated. The reason I stopped doing the ovulation sticks was on consultation with my doctor. I'd never once had a positive ovulation. I thought, having also never been pregnant, I thought maybe then I wouldn't be able to get pregnant. So I decided, so upon her recommendation, she said they cause you more stress than they do good. So if you don't get pregnant, you can come back to us and we'll test you further, but just have sex when, every other day around the time that you're due to ovulate, or from when you finish your period, which is what we did this month, that month, and it worked. Here I am. So yes, so I tested early because I had a tiny bit of spotting a week before my period was due. I've never had spotting before in my life. It wasn't massive by any stretch of imagination. It was too much information, but just wiping, and there was a very, very small amount of pink cervical mucus, and then the following morning there was a very, very small amount of brown. And I'd heard about implantation bleeding, so I thought, well, possibly, fingers crossed, that's what it was. I went out, I got a pregnancy test. The first one came back and it was so faint, it was the clear blue. I went online immediately, posting photos everywhere, going, is this it? Is this it? Is this possibly it? And people were like, yes, yes, I think it possibly is, but go do another test. So that's exactly what I did. The only place that was open was a Sainsbury's, and I got a Sainsbury's own, and came back, and it was super light still. Obviously I was so close to ovulation, I was barely pregnant at that point, it was so new. So yeah, there was 2 faint things. I'd always planned on surprising my fiance with some incredible, elaborate, big way of doing it. I had like a little book ready to be like, you're going to be a dad, and failed miserably at all of that. He came home after a run and I just said to him, I've got something to tell you. I've tried to do a test and I'm not sure if I'm pregnant or not, but it's really light and I'm really excited. And he equally was like, very excited, but he was like, but we have to stay calm, which we both failed miserably at. And my sister was over, who has 3 children, and I asked her to look at the tests because clearly she knows more about this stuff than I do, and she just looked at me and was like, Millie, you're pregnant. I continued to take tests. I took them that day, I took them many days afterwards, and they were getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Went to the doctors and here I am. So I guess the purpose of these videos is to talk you through my story. I'll hopefully try and do a week by week. But yeah, it's exciting, and I'm excited / terrified. This last week, so today would be the day that I would have been due on my period according to my tracker. I've had so much cramping. Yesterday I spent the day paranoid that I was about to come on my period. I had teeny tiny, I've seen other people's photos and it's nothing like that, wiping yesterday morning, which would, oh god, I can't even remember the dates now, it would probably be about 12 days post-ovulation, 13, anyway, and I was just like, oh my god, and I've got the cramping, and then I've seen this, and I called 111 and they were like, it doesn't sound that bad. It sounds to us like it's more of a wait and see, so I did. I came home, I stupidly have pineapple juice, not knowing that you're not supposed to have pineapple juice because it causes more contractions, which can lead to a miscarriage. Terrible cramping yesterday. I went to bed early. I think I absolutely freaked my poor fiance out, poor David, sorry David, and woke up this morning and felt a million times better. Still very tired, which is one of the major symptoms that I'm getting right now, even though I'm about to do yoga. I'm doing first trimester pregnancy yoga that I found on YouTube on here. But yeah, but I've had no crampings and no blood or anything like that. I'd gone out with a friend, my friend Jen, and she was pregnant. Her baby's now, her little daughter's a year and a half, and yeah, so sorry, I just had a bang. And her baby's a year and a half, and she was like, oh my god, Millie, that happened to me throughout my whole, sorry, she's Canadian and I'm offensively bad at accents and I always tend to go into accents, so apologies for that. But yeah, she was a year and a half, her baby, anyway, when she was in early pregnancy, she was like, she bled only a small amount. She had spotting for the first 3 months of her pregnancy, so, and she just made me feel a lot calmer. So yeah, that's probably the symptoms that I've had this week. I don't know how much I'm showing. My boobs are definitely a bit bigger. My stomach is bigger, which I think is probably because I've been eating more. I'm making myself eat 3 meals a day, which I didn't normally do. Oh, another thing in terms of conceiving was I was underweight, or at least I yeah, I was probably underweight, and two of my friends who are similar weights to me said that you need to put on weight in order to get pregnant. Not a lot. I'd gone from about size 6 to 8 to about an 8 to 10, but and that also worked. That was something else that I'd done differently compared to when I originally started trying. Was I did put on, I consciously put on some weight in a healthy way, just putting a lot more fats through avocados and nuts and things like that into my diet, but that really helped me. So yeah, that's really week 1, just saying hello, and yeah, you will be hearing more from me. Okay, I look forward to it. Next week I'll tell you how I'm getting on, see if I'm any bigger. My stomach's feeling really bloated and looking like it's pregnant, but I heard that's the progesterone, and it's just you start to bloat a little bit, but so I'm going to try and do a little bit of exercise and try and calm my belly down. Okay, I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.